Hello, Gemini. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. For the supportive Oracle cards, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay, I already shuffled. Alright, that was interesting. Okay. There's like a pile of cards. It's probably like 3, I think. All face down. Oh, there's one right there too. Alright, we're adding to it. There's a surprise moment coming up. A surprise moment. This is almost like when, somebody shows up from out of town and you didn't even know, you hadn't even been thinking of them. A friend from the past just shows up in town. They were not even on your mind in any way, shape, or form. They just show up. It's that type of surprise. It's not even on the forefront of your mind. I feel like that's coming up. All right, so starting off the situation, you got the 4th chakra, the heart chakra, with the Sun card. Life seems to be very good. You like where things are going. You like how you're feeling. It's like everything is where it should be. You really don't want to change anything. But even though you really don't want to change anything, change still happens. That happens with life. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the why. It just is. They're telling me it goes from like you're in a really good place, everything is on point, whatever the situation is, be it financial, work, family, love, whatever it is, really good, and then all of a sudden things just change. The World card comes in, like that phase ends, and a new phase comes in. This is talking about the new phase coming in. So it's almost like you had a really high standard, things were really good, and now when the phase changes, you're like, but wait, I was really happy with what I had. When the phase changes, there's a lot going on here. It's kind of like you're understanding that things are changing, and when things start to change, you're realizing you can't really go against it. The more you fight against it, the worse it's going to be. So you're trying to move forward with the change. It's almost like when things are starting to just go a different way, you're just trying to roll with it. Kind of like fighting against it at this point. It's kind of like watching the boulder come down the hill at you. You're kind of like, I could try to fight that boulder, but I'll probably get flattened and that's going to hurt. So maybe if I just kind of get out of the way or try to go with it or try to direct it where I want it to go, that'll probably work better for me. You're trying to accept the situation. When I'm getting the Knight and Page of Swords, it's kind of like you're trying to deal with what's going to happen, but at the same time, you're trying to move it. If there's anything you can kind of move to more your liking, you will kind of do that if you can. As things keep going forward, I'm getting a lot of conflicted energy here. The Empress with the 7 of Pentacles is like somebody, or the energy around you is very nurturing, but also very dogmatic at the same time. I'm kind of getting that with the 7 of Pentacles. Kind of like it's going the way it has been. It has to keep going. It's not ready to really show its full potential. It's not really, it's like playing poker. This person is not ready to show their hand yet. And there's more Pentacle energy coming in with the 2 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Kind of like there's a standard here. Only certain things can happen. It's very rigid. It's very restricted. Choices, yes, choices do need to be made, but only choices within these parameters. You have this choice or this choice, and you're not allowed to dicker with it, either left or right, and you go down that road or you go down this road, but you can't change things. You can't move things around. Another Pentacle card, the 8 of Pentacles. The situation just keeps moving forward, and it's almost like this card kind of suggests either you make decisions or you let decisions be made for you. Which is, again, why you're trying to go with the situation. You're trying to roll with it. You're trying to be like, all right, yeah, this is happening. Doesn't matter if I like it. I have to be on point, because if I just kind of like sit back and just let life happen, I'm not having any say in my own circumstances, and I'm not okay with that. Things keep moving forward. All right, so this is where all the face-down cards pop in. These are all upside down. They're upside down. Woman holding a heart, rest and rejuvenation, and the 6th chakra, which is the 3rd eye chakra. all of this is coming in upside down. The situation, like when things are being changed and people are like, you got to stay within these parameters, you go this way or that way, and you can't do this, but you can do that, and you got to do it the way we say, so you can have these choices, but only these choices. This is lacking foresight. That's what I'm getting with the sixth chakra reversed. Lacking foresight. It's not even people really liking what's going on, and there's too much going on at once. With the rest and rejuvenation, I can't even say it. Rest and rejuvenation. That's upside down though. Things are not well thought out. Things are not well thought out because they're not taking the time to really think them out. It's just kind of like, let's get it done, let's get it out of here. They just want this done. They don't really care about it. That's what I'm getting with the woman holding a heart reversed. They don't really care. They don't care about it. They're not taking time to really think about it, and they're not seeing where this is going. There's a lot of upset energy here, a lot of unhappy people. The situation here is just not very positive. I'm also getting that the whole thing as you're tying into it, you don't like it. Nobody likes where this is going. Nobody likes where this is going. What I'm getting next is like you're not expecting to do this, but you're actually going to exit the situation. Walking away from the Eight of Cups is telling me there used to be a lot of good here, but it's also feeling like it was in the past. There used to be a lot of good here. The way things are going now, the way it's getting very rigid, very restrictive, and people are just not caring about things anymore. They're not really giving a lot of thought into it. They don't see where things are going. They're not even caring where things are going. It's not worth holding on to. And this is face down, which is saying you're going to walk away from this situation and you're not planning to. It's just getting to that point where you're like, this is ridiculous. This is no good for anybody. I have to leave. And you leave it. All right. The next thing coming in. When a door, when you, like, I've said this, I think it was with Cancer, when you open up space in your box, like your box of, when you have, if you think of life as like a box of blessings, and as you get older or as you go through life, your box gets bigger so you can contain more blessings. But at some point, you kind of get your box full to its capacity, and you have to get rid of some things so you can get some new things in. So as this situation is left, it left a lot of vacancy in your box of blessings. You can fill more things in here, right? Cornucopia. I want to say Capricorn for some reason, but apply that if you need to. Cornucopia, and they're all tied up, which it does. I want to say Capricorn really bad, in the sense of like these blessings coming in. They're still with restriction. But these ones are when your blessings are coming in like this, they do have negotiation ability, but you have to have something to stand on. You got to have some support or reason behind the decisions or the changes. Like you almost have to convince somebody else, I like this, but this is how I want to do this. And you have to give like the reasons and the backup for why. So you might have to prove like, this is why I'm thinking this is where I think it can go, this is what I think I should do with this is where I'd like to go with it. So when I feel the Capricorn, like Capricorn is very negotiable with reason. If you give a lot of reason behind it and show where you're thinking and where this is going and why it would work, Capricorn would work with that. Capricorn would be like, I respect that, but you got to explain to me why that would work, and then I will back you on that. As long as it has a sound, this is what I've seen before, this is where I want to go, and this is how to do it to make that happen. If you work within their confines of explaining it, you can have the negotiation ability. It's just a little bit more strategy maybe than you're used to. The Five of Pentacles is kind of like you're a little restricted, and it's kind of like you can't just say, I think this is a good idea. You have to be like, well, this is what I've seen other people do, and this is how that's worked out for them, and this is how they did it, and why I want to do it this way. You're avoiding a storm here. But you got the garden and the gate here. If you're going into this next situation, you have to put the backup to it and show why it should go this way or why it should go that way. It does seem to work in your favor very well. It's a little bit uncomfortable to try to explain it to somebody else and have to win over somebody else to get the changes to go the way you want them to. But I do feel like you're successful with that. what I see coming after that is the door to personal healing and happiness. This moment is a little uncomfortable. Because you got the storm warning there, like you have to work carefully through this moment, but you do successfully do that. You also get the backing of somebody else that's very stable. And it also kind of like when you make a choice, you kind of have to stick with it. But I feel like this is going to serve you and you're going to be fine. It does seem to go pretty quickly after that. There's a contract. When I feel contract, it doesn't have to be a literal contract, but you're making an agreement with somebody else to stay on this point and keep going in this direction to make this work out. Action is telling me things get moving fairly quickly for you. I'm getting, especially with the contract, that you're kind of going to be sort of not, I wouldn't say guaranteed success, but it seems like it's very likely that you're going to get what you want out of this situation because you're going to have the support that you're kind of getting all tied up in here. You proved what you wanted, and I feel like when you did prove that it was a good idea and you showed the reasoning behind it, you got the backing that you wanted. And I do feel like this is going to be very successful. I feel like the whole point of this reading is it does feel uncomfortable, and it does make you a little bit kind of like, oh, is this a good idea? Ooh, should I really be doing this? I don't know if this is right for me. You are going to get the benefit that you really want from this. Give this a shot. Roll with it. It's all about the backing you're getting here. You're winning somebody over. You're going to have to keep to the same plan once you choose, but you're still choosing what you want to do. So that still does put the ball in your court. So you're going to be fine. It's a successful ending. I hope I said it right. All right. I'm going to shut it down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.